We've got 5 lights. We're ahead of the drivers. We are underway here in Zandvoort. And it looks like Zydrad's got a good start, and I think that might be him clear into the one. There's side by side in the background though. And there's a spinner of a Carlin. I think that's Owen who's been spun round, possibly turning in. Oh, there's a massive crash in the background, and that it may well be a safety car or a VSC. It's a VSC. Jam and Race Roller have come together at the back. Nicky, Jam's hit Race Roller, and he doesn't have damage, but he's got a time penalty. And looked like Nicky got caught up with an Arden driver. Of HWA Race Lab driver, and Scopes has got in contact as well. Max, I don't know how much you saw of that.
So I was watching further up in the field. There was the battle between, I think it was Beast Assassin and Sem. Sem had a lightning start off the grid there, quickly disposed of Southerner. It was just a case of a lot of cars trying to fit 2 into 1 just after turn 1, and it was just a wee bit messy, a wee bit of contact, but it does seem most have come out of it unscathed further up the field. But it was a lot of brave moves, certainly, from my perspective up at the front.
Yeah, I was looking to see, I couldn't remember what the car was. It's Charoux that Beast is in. They're underway anyway. As Ham has made the move up the inside, there's a couple of people making the move up the inside as Czech's holding it by the looks of it with McEwen, but McEwen puts it at the inside and forces him wide. That allows his teammate ICAM to go up the inside and Jam to go up the inside as well. And it looks like the Arden of Scopes is going to have a go up the inside. The Summoners is in the pit. Sidered sets the fastest lap, so he's leading. They're side by side down the straight. There's still Summoners is retired from the session, and that is Randa, I think, into the back of someone who's braked too late. And I think Summoners may have been... Well, he might have been told to come into the pits by someone who wasn't us, but he may have made that decision himself, which is a shame. As I think Scopes and Jam are going at it down the straight here, side by side. Oh, that's very close quarters. And but Scopes stays ahead.
Not a place you want to go side by side, that's for sure. And of course, as I mentioned before, the Jinx pre-race, and already Sumner has fallen victim to that. So there we go, that thing never changes.
No, some things never change, do they? So, commentator's curse will always be there as Rando struggling with his wing damage after hitting the back of a car down into turn 1. Not quite sure who, but he came in way too late on the brakes. And as I thought, Sidred is struggling to put away. Well, at the moment, it looks like he's had a better. It might be the timing screen's messing up with me, but seems like Sidred's had a decent lap this time round as well. Darnell's still within a second, just about, so is Sem, but Beast looks like to be the one to have the early pace at the moment, Maxwell.
It certainly seems that. I'm looking at kind of places where moves could be made, and it seems the launch off the final corner and basically the entry to turn 1 is we get a bit of contact there between Scopes, and that's put...
Oh, I've just gone on board with Jam, and he's all over the shop.
Jam the wall, but that's the thing, it was all down to that line coming out of the last corner and setting yourself up for the straight. You can maybe argue if it was a bit longer the move was there, but I think that's going to be our best source of overtaking over the course of these 2 races.
Yeah, there seems to be close action going on. Originally, I don't know if you've seen much or anything we haven't said, but yeah, anything you haven't said, anything we haven't said, what have you seen?
Well, yeah, I know I'm only catching what you're catching at the moment due to was a bit of I think it just ran a little bit wide. Jam Ham was a little bit of contact here and there. Didn't cost him a place, but at the moment he's still in a good position, being on the head or in the lead on the medium tyres. So of those races at the back. But he's still got time. Again, the softer runners only last about, I'd say, 6 to 8 laps maybe. So we'll see how long these last out.
Yeah, Zydred's put. So go ahead.
No, go on.
I was going to say Zydred's pulling the gap at the moment as Sem's run quite deep there, so it looks like Beast is going to have a little nose, but Ham is just waiting on. So it's going to be close quarters between these 3. Ham's going to look round the outside, but it's going to be hard pressed to find a move round there. Sem is going to try and hold on to this podium place, but I don't think he's going to hold on for too much longer because Beast and Ham look so much quicker than him at this current stage of the race. And yeah, Darnell is quite far up the road as well, so Beast and Ham will want to be fighting out for this podium place by the looks of it. As Sem goes wide again, he's really struggling on these tyres, Maxwell, and he's just going to be overtaken surely anytime soon as Ham has a nose down the inside. Ooh, he almost...
I feel like the whole
he's
of
gonna be in
that
the
sector
wall
one there, it's a case of how much faith the Beast and Ham put into Sem there, because if they advance too close to him, it's basically, he could be sharp on the brakes and they could lose the line. So they'll just try to find that one spot where if Sem does make that mistake, they can capitalise. And in the case of Ham Jam, you never know, Sem could compromise an exit of Beast and it could let him in for 2 places. But he's not really hold on to 3rd place at the moment, but you do feel with some of the lines that were ending up happening there, it could just be a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably want to try, as he locks up again down into turn 1, he'll want to try and keep these guys behind before he makes the pit stop, or first and one and only pit stop that he'll hopefully have. Darnell's still keeping Zydrad honest, but not in the DRS zone to trouble him yet. So Zydrad has definitely got the upper hand at the moment, as long as he can keep DRS. His hand goes on the grass on the entry to the downhill right-hander. I don't really see as many other battles going on behind Maxwell. It just seems that this one at the front and maybe the one behind between Bennett and McEwen, as Bennett is getting dangerously close to the DRS zone of Hamjam.
Just 1 or 2 wee trains there. Other thing to report there, we had race roller in the pits there. That changed from the soft to the medium tyre. That was also for a front line change as well. So I think it's just a case of gambling that those tyres can last the full duration of the race, but more importantly, just getting rid of that damaged front line to ensure peak performance.
Yeah, Czech is quite close to the back of Scopes, but I don't think he'll be making a move anytime soon. So the 3-man train has become a 5-man train for now. Bennett's just catching up, but here we go. I'm on board with Ham, but he's getting a double toe. Will Beast go down the inside? He doesn't. It's just not enough straight to make a move at the moment, as Sem does go deep, and Beast will want to try, but there's just not enough road and not enough room. The track is so narrow that it's hard to, but behind all this, Scopes and Czech are going side by side. Czech gets his nose up there, and that's going to be close, but he doesn't fully send it up there, and stays pointing all the right way. McEwen ahead is right on the back of Bennett, and so there's a 3-car train so behind Sem, still very close, as someone has joined his back. Is Beast going to have a little dart down the inside here? He's not. I expect these drivers coming to the pits soon, and yeah, well, we have to wait and see, but I don't know where they'll come out. They'll probably be right near the back, as the pit stops are quite long and the track is short. This is a green flag, or a brief yellow flag down at turn 4. There's another yellow flag, and that is Czech, who is spun round.
I think the leading guys pitting, it really is a gamble, because it's like you're going to get caught behind a few people in the mid pack, but at the same time you're being held behind Sem, so you kind of have to take that gamble. Is it worth pitting to get out of being stuck behind Sem, or is it an opportunity to
There you go.
make the move? Got a few people doing it. Ham Jam and McEwen.
Oh, Beast down the inside, there's a little nose, Sem leaves him room, and this Beast going to finally get the move he wants. He has the inside line for turn 3, which turns into turn 4, so that's now the outside, still side by side. This is a spinner. And Bay Fan, I think, or Panther, one of those, I don't know, still side by side, but Beast does get the move, and that is a great move from the Charouz driver. He's going to try and hold on, but out of the front, Darnell has closed the gap dramatically, as Sem's gone deep there. That's not going to upset his line going that wide, and he has to settle for P4. Who came into the pits? It was Ham and McEwen who came in for the undercut. Sem goes wide once again. He's got his teammate behind him, so one of these drivers is going to have to go in the pits, and the other one's going to have to stay out. And it's going to be interesting for the pit stop battle for the front two as well, as they are right, as Darnell is right on the back of Zydrad. It's just whether he can make the move or not.
I feel that Sem's lines into the first corner have been quite interesting. It's a very wide line he's taken. A few times you do feel it has compromised them. But as I said, it was just a case for Beast to wait for that opportunity and to try and make it stick, because it's not been a great place to overtake. As I say, we do feel that straight isn't long enough. The only person I think I saw make a move there was Nicky on Wiggy in the previous lap. But yeah, you just feel like, can we get a wee bit more road there, just so we can allow some passing opportunities in the turn one, as we've got Zydrad in the pits, leading Darnell out in front.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Darnell opted to stay out a late dart back to the racing line, and he is going to try and go for the overcut here and hope that Zydrad gets held in traffic. But as you can see, Zydrad has got a few seconds to his teammate Wiggy, who is still out and hasn't pitted yet. So Darnell will have to come in, otherwise he'll get hung out to dry, really. And yeah, so we'll cross over to Original, see if he's got any more updates for us.
Not much terms and updates. Again, same one, seeing what you're saying. So I'm seeing the crossover point between the medium tyres now, everyone to the pit stops. So probably see some late on to maybe 10. Couple of guys on heavy light penalties with Jam, with Wiggy and Rando. So don't expect many penalties during this race, but at the moment still all quiet. Still a couple of battles going on with Nicky and Scopes battling with something on the older tyres now. Nicky looking to make a move up on those those medium tyres who are up to speed. Should be able to compete with McKellen and Seb out for P12 as well. Just means they're going to take that.
Yeah. Sem has managed to stay ahead. I'm just going to cross over to Zydrad coming around turn 1, and we've got Darnell coming out of the pits, and Zydrad has played the undercut perfectly as we got someone off. Is that Baggy Fan? It is. He's in the wall, unfortunately, trying to turn his car around. Still just yellows at the moment. I saw Czech sped into the pit lane as well, as McEwen has got past them off camera. So yeah, McEwen's made his pace work and struck when the iron was hot, so to speak. As Bennett has also performed the overcut while they were battling and jumped the pair of them.
I find it interesting as well. It seems Darnell lost maybe about 1 point, maybe just under 1.5 seconds in that pit stop phase. But obviously Zydrad's tyres will probably fire up quicker, so that might give him a good advantage here. And the fact he's only really got Nicky and Jamham that are ahead of him. Although, if you catch Jamham, could he be a form on his side with them being, in the media's eyes, the title contenders this year? I'm intrigued to see how that plays out, but it does look good for Zydrad at the moment, although Darnell has took a few attempts out of that lap, which is quite a surprise. It'll be interesting to see if Owen can maybe be a form on the side of the guys up there as well, with him on at 9 lap old mediums.
He is, and Ham's going to go around the outside, and well, he's probably going to be futile fighting this, and he's probably better off letting him go, and I don't think he had enough grip to fight him anyway, as Ham makes a nice move around the outside, and that is up into the top 5 and a net P3, as he's gained from other people's battles, especially as Sem has been, well, he's been the left to say P10, only a couple positions, or about 3 positions up. That would be P7 for him, and he's lost a lot of time from fighting. He's allowed to fight. Obviously, he was in a podium position, but yeah, he's fought so much that his teammates got ahead of him, and he's lost out to McEwen as well, and Ham with the undercut, as they are coming up to the back of Owen, as Zydrad is coming up to the back of Nicky as well. Jam is currently quickest on the medium tyres by the looks of it, in terms of people stayed out. It's cold and speeds into the pit lane. It would just be interesting to see this battle, how it plays out. It's really a battle for P4. As Jam speeds into the pit lane as well, and it's not been going his way. 5-second time penalty with race rollers. Darnell sits the fastest lap, and now he's sped into the pit lane. It's just not going his way at the moment, and he'll be hoping for a better sprint race. As have a look on board with, I just went off board with that. I didn't realise McEwen was going to go for a move, and he has gone for the move. There's contact, and there's more contact, and I think there's wing damage as well. As Sem, don't make it 3 wide there. No, it's getting a bit messy.
Yeah, flags like that. But it's what I said as well pre-race. I felt like this weekend we were going to see a lot of guys suffer from speeding into the pit lane, and there we go with a couple in quick succession there. As you can say, especially with these cars, it's obviously a harsher braking point to get there, and a few guys have fell victim to it, and that's probably hindered some good results that were going to happen.
Yeah, this is going to benefit Sem by the looks of it, with the contact that McEwen and Bennett made. Looked like it was just a coming together, and the contact system kind of just put them into one another. So McEwen has picked up damage from that, and yeah, well, it would probably be one for the stewards to work out. It didn't look like too much of an incident, but we'll obviously see after the dust has settled what goes on. But it's 1.8 out front, as Owen will probably come into the pits at some point soon. Jam is in P10 with a 5-second time penalty, as Rando picks up a 3-second time penalty, but he is in P13 as Owen does pit, like I thought he would. And well, it's a battle for P5 at the moment. That's the only real battle going on. Beast again in the feature races. I think P4 as he was last time out, and he'll be hoping for some action to happen up ahead. Canham obviously close the gap to the front two. It'll be difficult for him. It just depends if Darnell can close the gap to Zydrad and put him under pressure, and I think that's what he needs to do if he's going to try and win this race, Maxwell.
It could even be possible that Zai's just managing his race, because you don't want to go too far in front and then you get that late safety car, so maybe just a case of waiting to maybe lap 14, 15, seeing what the situation is, and then maybe try to stretch that gap. But I've been impressed by Darnell, it's got to be said. The gap just seems to be going down and down, 1.4 seconds now. And yeah, so if we can get in that DRS range, then we may have a fair race in our hands.
Yeah, I think the guy we're going to have to keep an eye on is Jamam, and well, he's going for the outside as Icallum defends his position, and he's still defending, and he's doing quite well here. As Jam actually has still got damage, so he did have damage early on, and still only might have picked up damage somewhere else, but he's gone for a switchback at the penultimate corner. And is he going to go for the move? I think he is going to get it done this time, as Nicky as well is one to watch out for down the end of this straight. Don't go too late on the brakes, Nicky. You don't want to... Oh, he's got a broken front wing as well, so there's obviously bits of carbon fibre laying around the track. As Little Wiggy goes fast at swivel 120.5 out of nowhere. He's in P11. Yeah. As they're side by side. He's obviously had DRS off check at some point, a few points this lap, and he's got past him as well up into P11, so he has got a penalty as well, so but he's 9 seconds off the points, as we have someone slow, Rando in the wall. So he's struggling to get out there as he's in a dip. He's got to be careful because he's got Panther, and then the race leader, or the race leaders I should say, are coming. So yeah, he needs to get out of the way. He's going to be in the pits and he's going to be lapped, as Bagufan is already lapped down in P18 as well. Zydrad leads then as we're on to lap 14 here in Zandvoort. Original, do you think Zydrad can hold on, and how far do you think the likes of Jamham and Nicky can get?
Well, in terms of keeping Darnell's and Zydrad's distance, Darnell would be on a lap fresher tyres to Zydrad. I think he'll struggle in terms of later on towards the end of the race, but he'll be in a good position to, if he can get him in within the DRS range, he might have a chance. But Hamjam being on 2 laps older tyres, he's lost probably a tenth or two off Darnell. I think Ham will settle for third at the moment, but Darnell and Zydrad pretty close. I think this will be the final 3 finish unless the penalty comes into it.
Yes, I can. Well, yeah, Beast is obviously losing time. Pam is not really gaining time, lapping the same. Nicky's going to have a little dart down the inside here, is he? With the fresher tyres, fresher rubber, a little bit of wheel banging. That's alright, as he's still there on the inside. Side Callum, so he's not given up. Is the Prema driver. Nicky goes a little bit wide, but he should have more grip as there is a yellow flag behind. I'm not quite sure who that is. Might be Rando again. Yeah. He's not had a good race. Nicky's still holding. Icam is holding firm here. Nicky should have more grip, but he doesn't have the traction by the looks of it. He doesn't have too much downforce either with the broken front wing, but he does have the inside line this time. Kai Callum gives him the big squeeze. They're still side by side. Kai Callum goes really wide. Oh, I thought he was going to be an airplane crash.
The front wheel was going to hit right into that wall there on the on-road. He's done well to survive that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an airplane crash for a second. But Darnell's still closing the gap. He just needs a DRS sooner rather than later. McEwen still running with that wing damage, so that's probably hampering his charge at Bennett here. Jamham are currently on reverse grid pole as Nicky has lost a huge amount of time actually with that battle with iCallum. So the Jam needs to pull 5 seconds to Nicky and he'll have reverse grid pole, which will probably salvage the race for him if he can secure that 8th place. But Nicky's not going to be Nicky's no slouch, of course, so especially on the soft, so it's going to be very difficult. But he has a lot of clear air ahead of him, so we'll wait and see. But this train seems like it's for P5 is going to be a train to the end of the race. It's just whether. Oh, that's a big slide for Sem through the chicane. But it's just whether Darnell, as I'm on board with him now, can, and he looks like he will, get in the DRS zone. With the lap pressure tyres, like Original said, will he close in? And he is closing. It's just, will he have enough pace? He did close in the end of the last stint, end of the first stint, and he seems to be doing much the same.
Just feel if there was a wee bit maybe more time in the race, a few more laps, it would be perfect for him. I just feel it might just be out of his reach, but never say never. As I say, as soon as that DRS if it gets activated, as we've got someone, I think Randall just pulling it the way there.
Yeah.
But it's getting really tight. He's got it down. It's in the air, turns up second here. Not quite.
Not about. I think Rando's looks like he's made a mistake. Big mistake. iCallum as well, I think, made a mistake, and Rando's just sitting there at the moment. Just letting everybody go. I can't see if there's anything happened to iCallum. Doesn't look like it. May have just lost it. But yeah, Darnell was so close to the DRS zone. He's not got it on this occasion. Oh, it's gonna be close. I think he's just gonna run out of time and run out of track really. Any chance he does get. But yeah, this is the race I think Darnell needed. Just to fill in with a bit more confidence. He hasn't had the best of luck in the F2 cars compared to his pace. He has obviously picked up a couple of sprint race victories last season, but in terms of I'm sure he would always want to be better in the feature race because that's where you get more points. But yeah, I think he has, when he's been up there, he's shown what he can do. It is so hard to be consistent in F2, but this is definitely is completely different to last week, and he's right at the front, right at the sharp end, and inside the DRS zone, Maxwell.
Just as he shoots, if he can just put his eyes rather under that wee bit of pressure, any mistake that his eye might make, he's got an opportunity to try and bounce on it, but again, there's only going to be 2 laps. As soon as they pass the start-finish line here, so it just might be run out of time. But one battle that's going to go right to the line, I feel.
iCallum has spun down on the exit of turn 4 as Rando is in the pits again, but he's like a lap down to everyone, so he's not had the best of times as Darnell has actually had a... Oh no, he's left the session. Oh no. Yes, if you could invite him back into the session for me, please. And well, as we were saying, that he had the luck, and now he's got ruined by the game. We're quickly on board with McEwen is on the back of Bennett, as they've got Baggy Fan ahead of him, so he'll have to get out of the way. Check is on the back of Lil Wiggy for a point now, as iCallum's made a couple of mistakes. Yellow flag is... I don't really know what that was for actually. Baggy Fan gets out of the way. But yeah, it looks like McEwen has finally found some more pace, more grip than Bennett has, and he's going to have to make a move somewhere as the timer screens decide to not show up. But yeah, this is the closest battle at the moment on track. I think Hamjam is right on the back of Darnell now. But Darnell should be being in his car quite soon. It's a shame for Darnell, but I mean, as long as he just keeps it all in one direction, and yeah, that'll be fine for him, and I think he'll sneak P2 in the end.
He's under a little bit of pressure to be fair. Ham's in his DRS, so it's going to be what was a potential fight for the win. Could be just holding on, especially now with Ham getting the fastest lap as well.
Taking the fastest lap from Zydrad as well, so or Little Wiggy actually, I think it was. I don't think Zydrad actually had the fastest lap. But yeah, so Ham is right on the back of Darnell. Whether he'll overtake him or not is a different question, because, well, as we've seen, it's hard to overtake, but obviously he'll have to Darnell will just have to keep his head down. One thing to note is that he might have a timing glitch at the end of this race, so we know they don't have penalties, so we'll just keep an eye on penalties. I'll just quickly go on there on stream, and they know they don't have penalties. There is a timing glitch for him. Yeah, it should be fine. As McEwen's on the back of Bennett, Jam is on the back of Sem, and is almost 5 seconds ahead of Nicky, but he'll have dirty air at the same time, so might be best staying in the DRS. But it looks like Darnell's going to hold on. But this this feature race has been about one man and one man only. Zydrad has dominated, and he's kept it clean, and he's going to come across the line to win the feature race, and it's back-to-back feature race wins for Zydrad in F2. Darnell does hold on for P2, and that is a timing glitch, so he does get P2. So yeah, points will be a bit weird come the end of this. Wherever he drops to, I don't know where he's going to drop to, but it looks like he's going to drop quite deep. Bennett will be P5, McEwen P6, as Jamham has a unserved 5-second penalty, and he will come home P9 in the end. So Nicky's on reverse grid pole, so we might be having another lobby restart, because Darnell will be starting P2 and not P7. So yeah, it'll be Zydrad, Darnell, Ham, Jam, Beast, Bennett, McEwen, Sem, Nicky, Jamham, Wiggy, the top 10 in the end. Check 11th, Race Roller 12th, Owen 13th, Scopes in 14th. Icam is going to come home 15th, Panther 16th, Baggy Fan 17th, Rando a long way back in P18.
Yeah, I feel that is likely to be, as you say, a lobby restart, just purely on the basis of the positional changes there for Darnell. But I feel so sorry for him. I said at the start, when I felt like he's had a bit of bad luck and didn't want to jinx him. And it still is a fantastic race, an absolutely stellar race. That wee bit of bad luck, it potentially could cost them a win, because they certainly had the pace at the end.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think we should have a lobby restart, and it's a shame because we never really got to see if Darnell could get up to Zydrad. I think Zydrad had it covered, but yeah, the points are going to be completely weird at the moment. Zydrad will have 29, Ham will have 15, 17, Darnell will have 18, and then the rest, yeah, I don't know. We'll try and work it out, but yeah, might need to tally up in the head after that. So I do expect a lobby restart. I haven't heard anything just yet. We'll wait and see. But this is the current results for the feature race. And yeah, Race Roller has left the session, so that probably signals a restart. But yeah, I'll just scroll up and down to see, besides the top 8, or top 7, which need to be amended. Yeah, Jamham just missing out on reverse grid pole is probably.
I will say that's a fantastic
really
drive by Nicky. Absolutely fantastic from the back of the grid to.
Yeah, well, we need to drive for a day actually, so I don't know who you want to give it to. I mean, you could give it to Nicky.
Nicky was good. Zyrad obviously dominated. Both agreed Darnell had a very, very stellar race.
I mean, I'm happy to give it to Nicky, considering he got reverse grid 12 from the back of the grid at a difficult track. I don't know if you agree with that original, or if there's anybody else, but yeah, it's difficult to say.
Yeah, I'd say